ago. I do believe I just broke my microphone's little port. That's just unfortunate. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Well, I guess I can still say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again, for finding yourself here on this conscious evolution, for showing up. Yeah, it's completely busted. Doesn't stay there anymore. Let me get a new one. Uh, I'm I'm dealing with it. Okay, it's being dealt with. Done. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I had to like really talk myself down from a ledge there for a second. Not in a bad way, just like the version of me that wants to get angry about paying a lot of money for a product and it not keeping right. And then I'm like, yo, but technically that part of the product you're buying is like thin plastic, so it's to be expected. Is that Coco? Whoa, haven't seen you in a while. Hey to you. It's nice having you here, friend. It's very synchronous for you to tune in these moments because it's some of the last days we'll get to see the farm as it is. I'm moving soon. Bless you, Coco. It is Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes, so it is time to dance. To you friends who don't know just yet, Shelby had her babies yesterday slash last night. They are all healthy. She had three of them. I'll show you after the dancing, but you'll have to wait. All right, you'll have to wait. I missed you too, dear friend. We were never more than a thought away. I hope you know that. Let me dance. It is time for me to dance every Monday. Nay, no, that wasn't too nice. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna try one of the more of what you likes. See if we can get something new. I'll do from space. You friends ready? This one I already know. This one is not too great. This one I don't know. Yeah. For some reason my speaker isn't connected. Let me try this again. Make sound? That's the sound I was looking for. Thank you, technologies. Hold up. I don't know this track, but it sounds very tasty. Baby Kimpens being born in the fire. True. With or without? With? Oh, with the scarf, yeah. Yeah, this is exhausting. Oh, the humidity. Oh. The thumbnail. As having little baby kitties. Feel synchronous. Ow. Is die wifi? Is die stable nu? Ik heb het teken van de gedaan, maar niet altijd. Het is muziek. Bro. Come on. It really isn't that hard. Did we meet you at a festival? No, Coco was here since the old art band days. Love to hear Coco. And all the smart kids and fans and neighbors. That is true. Yeah. Here we go. Bro, please. Please, man, come on. Let me try disconnecting and reconnecting again. This was happening while I was getting ready as well. Let's see. Maybe it's giving me a break so I can catch my breath. I'll take it. This is causing me distress. Slow internet, man. Let me see if I can hotspot this device. I don't know if it's gonna help. Fingers crossed keeps working. Hey, Baba Rainbow Shaman. Peace, peace, peace. I'm Shanti Shanti. Like, thank you for sending me some peace, bro. Like, this track alone has caused me some distress. Let me see if I skip. Okay, the scarf is getting a bit hot right now. Baba, my music is like, this is our last day dancing on the farm. I think that's basically it. Yeah, there's a few more thoughts. Dad has been watching me dance today. I have a cat named Baba. Mel says it's what they call babies in Afrikaans. It's true. Our word for baby is Baba. Whew. This is house universe base. If it works. Trying to floss, yeah. Cross, yeah. Trying to floss, yeah. Cross, yeah. This is house. Trying to floss, yeah. Cross, yeah. This house in my show. This is house. This house in my show. This is house. The drop is coming, but the music isn't. This track isn't doing for me. Put It Down by Soul Drive and Kandrak. I do know Kandrak. I don't know Soul Drive. Hey, Giovanna's here too. Anthony 11. Skipping the last drop. Maybe it gets better. It's not bad, but it's too gentle for me. I'm already in a state of being. I need more energy. Nah, skip. Let's hear the drop, and then we'll decide. Not bad. Last drop, or last beat variations drops. I'm just stalling for time right now. I'm trying to catch my breath. I hit it. Hit the like button. Bless you, friends. Thank you for the support. Come on. Oh, please, Mr. Internet. I guess it ought not to be so hard, surely. It's not like I'm trying to load 4K video. I'm trying to listen to some music. It's coming. Any second now, there will be music. Dad has been dancing a little bit with me as well. He says he's not willing to do it on camera just yet, but he is dancing with me. It's nice. Please, internets, please. I ask nicely, please. You have one job to internets. Like I'm trying to skip a little bit into the song. It's making it have an existential crisis. While we wait. Melt Prime should show us his retro dance moves while he can. Maybe by the next time I come back, he'll be willing to. I'm just happy that he's dancing with me. I'm taking the wins. That's nice. Wat vond jij, babe? Oh. Oh ja. Oh, we gaan. Naar bonnet, naar goed vakvrij. Paneel. My little filter got dislodged, yo folks. Hey Sam. Dad is dancing with you. It's super nice. The drop is coming up early. None of these tracks are mine. I kind of betted on getting some good tracks. This is a fresh drop track. The next one is Brainstorm as well. And the next one is DZP. I know all of these artists. And I know their music is good, but the amount of latency between clicking on a song and it loading. Like I've clicked on it. It's buffering. Any second now, spin the wheel. There shall be track tonight. I've narrowed down my selections to Tragic and award-winning or holodeck shenanigans. All of them will be fun. The Star Trek cartoon. I'm curious as well. I asked Sam yesterday if she likes the Prodigy cartoon. I don't know if she let me know. Yeah. This already sounds nice. Tragic and award winning. Loredana's putting her vote.
Yo, Coily Ray, bring back the beat.
A little bit of hiatus.
Bring back the beat.
One more. After our breathing break. Oh, that's true. Here we go. One more drop, or is that done? That's done. This is a brainstorm track. His music is usually pretty good. Whew. Goodness. One more. One more, I'm done. It's thinking about loading. Love is true. Yeah. I'm being given a chance to breathe. But please.
What gets you out of bed?
Heavy.
What gets you off the couch? What gets you in the gym? It's not your alarm. It's not your parents. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. The only one that can make it happen for you, it's you.
It's really hard to be led by your gut. But I'm not qualified. But I'm not good enough. But I'm not smart enough. But I didn't go to the right school. I don't have enough money. But. If you're ever gonna step into your destiny, you're gonna have to get over your butt.
It just started raining. So, I get myself moved off.
Now is the time to grind. I say enough's enough, man, and I'm gonna make a change, and I'm gonna keep going until I get it. You chase something that you believe you deserve until you get it. And it doesn't matter what happens to you, it doesn't matter how many times you get fired, it doesn't matter how many people don't believe you. Are you tired yet? Some of you need to get tired. You need to be tired of what's going on in your life. Get tired of your habits. Get tired of the actions that you're fucking every day. I woke up one day, stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop playing the blame game. Look at the man in the mirror.
That's it. That's it for today. You wanna see some kitties? I did promise after we're dancing. Look, watch some kitties. I need to catch my breath. So we'll do heavy breathing and cat watching. Let me collapse my legs. And the rain falls. Whew. Goodness. Thank your dad for dancing. I did. That hug was my thank you. Goodness. Should have probably brought my light. But this will have to do. Let's see if I can. Melt Prime danced. I missed it. It seems you did. Louisiana. It got captured live though, at least. Hey, Mom. Hello, Mommy. Hello. Hello, sweetie. Hi. Hi, Barbie. Oh. Can I see your babies? Wow. They're so pretty. Such pretty babies. They're very beautiful, they are. Let's see if I can. Don't worry about the doggo. Yeah. What's up? What's up, sweetie? What's up? Hmm? What's up? Don't sit on your babies. Don't sit on them, shame. You're sitting on this one. You're sitting on him. We got to see it, friends. We got to see it. I'm like literally listening. Do you see that? The amount of sweat from dancing just now. It's bad. And it's super humid in here. But there's the babies. One up close. Look at the baby. Yeah, here it is. Don't worry. I'll bring it back. I'll bring her back. Don't you worry. Don't worry. You can keep your babies. Yeah. Sweet mom. What is that? What is that? Okay. This was the first one. Let me see. Oh, wow. Little baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. You're I'm sorry. Sorry for taking your babies. Okay. There you go. Pepe is also super curious. She's like, what's happening there? What's happening? What's happening there? Smell my hand. Smells like baby. Smells like a little baby. Come. Come, Pepe, come. Can you see the freaking... It's literally running down my cheeks. Oh, it's not nice. Not nice. Oh. Baby kitties. How cute. Oh man, it feels exponentially better out here. I think it was Louisiana. A kiss on the cheek. Yeah. There was a kiss on the cheek. Dang, that was sweet. Don't forget the mic. Thank you for reminding me. I do believe I took it with, right? Baby kitties. There your friends go. You got to see the babies. I got to see the babies before I ended up leaving. How lucky am I? So, let's move this back a bit. I love the little babies. Sweet little creatures. have been brought into the world, have already been loved. How lucky. There you go. And you're like, Melt, your lighting is trash. And I go, I know. I'll fix it in a second. Better, right? It's not perfect, but it is better. That'll have to do. I'm looking for my cup for Hermes Plur, but I think it's inside. I'll just rough it like an animal and drink out of the bottle. What a beautiful moment. Blessed, bro. It was intentional. I can feel it. Sharing this one final stream at the farm. That was heartwarming. It's not the final stream on the farm, but it is the final dance stream on the farm, right? Celebration of every single one of you friends saying thank you. So Dad said thank you with me. Just remembered I have hair. Woo! Yeah. All right. It's raining even harder. Looking for a bit now to go and get Dixie. Immense lovins to you too, dear Kristen. Thank you. You mustn't forget Hermes Plur when you pack. Yeah, I won't. Hermes Plur has to come with me. Otherwise, I'd be cupless. Yeah, still checks out. Like, I'm a little bit beat right now. Like, tired vibes. And also, the rain feels like it's louder than me. Not exactly, but it feels like it's louder than me. It's making me feel like I'm supposed to be quiet. Love is true. That's the thing I feel I'm supposed to be reminded by when I experience moments like these. It's just like, bro, take a moment to appreciate, take a moment to acknowledge. Love is true. It's hard being human sometimes. Right? So, how do we cope if not for love? Today's stream topic, now that I have at least mildly gathered myself and I can speak words again without having to catch my breath, is about build it and they will come. Build it and they will come. I've understood the understanding around build and they will come for a while now. But today it really registered to me that build it and they will come is in part at least attached to fire. And how when you build a fire, especially when it's cold, people will instinctively and gradually gather around it. Right? And just that as a principle, I want to try and extend it to the spiritual. Right? What fire can I build on the spiritual plane that people will want to gather around? Despite having all of the world to gather around instead, to choose to gather around a center point, a fire, right? And specifically, not only the physical form, like not the cold we feel And it is in part attached to yesterday's stream topic of nourishment, right? It's not so much the cold of the body, but the cold of the soul, right? The sense of hopelessness we can feel, this sense of dread, frustration, hopelessness. Hopelessness feels like the best word. It's almost like we've been sold hopelessness as a means to get us to buy more of the other things. Remind yourself actively that love is true. I believe every single time you say love is true, you're building that fire. Right? The fire that is love. Truth is like a little stick on the fire of love. Yeah, keep adding those sticks. Keep building that fire. Surely, if we continue to, they will come. I bless them. The rains down in Africa. Beautiful, them rains. Love's true. Your audio is fine. Rain is nice. Bless. So I can help myself. It's okay. Duckling is sick and only wants dad snuggles. And I'm here as long as it takes to eat a bowl of raisin bran. Bless Melanie. I hope she gets better soon, dear brother bear. Poor duckling indeed. So last night, Melty, I was in a rush to get inside from my workshop. I grabbed my Dynavape and definitely put the hot business end to my lips. You know, it's weird you say that, Duck Dad, because I have been painstakingly be awares, right? Where I was like, the worst thing I can do with this thing is put the hot side to my face. So I'm like very meticulous to not do that. Now there's someone in the universe. Like, I wonder how many people did burn themselves like that, Duck Dad. I want to say I'm sorry, but I also want to, slap you across the head for not being in less of a rush kind of vibe. Right? Build the fire, but stay away from it. Don't get inside the fire. Duck Dad, I love you, bro. I'm sorry, man, that you got burned. This one will be tough for Duckling. Fever, sore throat, stuffed nose, and ears ache. But love is true. I mean, she has a beloved dad that's there to spend time with her right now, bro. Very few have that. I hope it's not strep throat. It might be. I think Jovan had strep throat a while ago now. So it does seem like it is in the area. Love is true. Thank you, Kristen, for adding to the fire. Like, my lighting is not ideal. I concede. Let me tell you, my dude, it burned so bad. It stuck as I pulled it off. No, dude. I ran in and put some ointment, so it's good now. But ouch, lip skin is different burned. Duck that. Oh. Please don't burn yourself with your Dynavape, dude. A part of me feels like I dodged a bullet because I've had my Dynavape for like months, longer than Duck that has had his, right? So like the months to ownership to lip burning ratio for me feels like it's lower than Duck Dad's right now. So I'm like, yeah, good. I can burn my lips twice now in the next 3 days and I'll still be on the same ratio. I love you, bro. I hope you recover soon, man. I'm also very sure you probably won't make that mistake again, right? I feel like that burning sensation was very much like I will now forever be vigilant to make sure that I don't do that again. Yeah, aloe vera is also good advice. Thank you, Loizana, for offering that. She got sick playing with different kids, which she needs so much. So it's the cost of kidding. Yeah. This is true. Right, but I don't actually wish I did. But it's totally back to normal. Nice. Yeah, like fortunately, and this is like, I think the only reason it wasn't worse than it was, Duck Dad, is that this is very thin metal, right? So if you think of it from a thermodynamics perspective, that is going to town. If you think of it from a thermodynamics perspective, there's only so much energy that this little, right? Like, look at how thin that is. Can you even see how thin that is? Maybe like that could be a good measurement, and that's curved, right? Like, it is very thin. So there's only so much heat this little cap can hold. So as it touches to your lip, it will probably still burn you. but because of its thickness, it'll cool down quicker than it has time to really put down the heat and like do deep tissue damage. And the same kind of goes for this bowl as well, right? Like this is kind of isolated. Like if you were heating this thing up and you had to push this against your lip, if it was solid like this all the way around, it would have done a lot more damage probably. So I wonder if they accounted for that by making it as thin as they did. I don't know though. Part of me wants to vape this again, part of me doesn't want to, so I'm gonna respect that part of myself. The part of me that doesn't want to. Love is true, right? What? I'm pretty sure lip skin is the same as butthole skin, so maybe you need a transplant. I'm sorry, I had to. I hope you heal soon, bless. I think so as well, right? Technically, like, no. Actually, let's not go there. I wanted to go somewhere, and now I'm like, I realize where it is I'm going, and I'm backtracking. And I'm just setting a new path. Part of you is scared to burn yourself. Of course, dude. I haven't even burned myself with my fingers, right? Like, that's how careful I've been. I burned myself with things before, and I learned that I don't like it, you know. I do call myself Meltmore, but unfortunately I still find myself as flesh. I'm not made of metal just yet. I'm fast forwarding to the version of me that's made of metal. Extremely dangerous. That version of me. And yet still only concerned with being fun-loving. Right? Being so fun-loving that people want to stop me. But being so strong that they can't. Yeah. Stop him! He's having too much fun! Sir, we tried. Sir, we actually tried. He's unstoppable. He cannot be stopped. We tried, sir. Nuke him. Nukes me, makes me stronger. Sir, please. Sir, please, we can't stop him. Let's join him, sir. Never! Busts into the freaking war room. Points at one person, they start dancing. Points at another person, they start dancing as well. Before they know it, all of us are dancing out of there. Dancing onto the next war room. Did you see Yee's titanium grill melt? Are you jealous? Yee, like Kanye? Yay? Is it yay? Hey Google, show me Kanye's titanium grill. I don't want a grill, right? I think, nah, no Jerris. No Jerris from me. Oh, why does it cost $850,000? That's the thing that I'm curious about. Kanye West gets $850,000 titanium grills. Nah, bro. Let's see. Is this the photo? I think he overspent, bro. Whoever gave him his titanium grill ripped him off. I don't think titanium is that expensive, surely. I'm trying to get, like, it feels like I have dial-up internet, bro. I really hope that Starlink fixes this bullshit. Because please, dude, like, can I not load and look at that. It's literally dial-up loading the image. How is this real life? I thought I was living in the year 2024. There we go. Slowly but surely. Dial-up scanning down. Yeah, that looks bad, Joyviv. That looks so bad. He paid 850,000 US dollars for that. Come on, Kanye, bro. Yes, you do. Like, you can have a lot of money, but it doesn't mean you have good taste. I'm just firing from the hip. You know, like, and I said this, and I'll say it again. When I get my titanium teeth, and it doesn't look that bad, by the way. Like, can I just say that? It kind of looks good, right? From the color in the face perspective. I think because he has a darker skin, it might work better than it would work on me. Maybe. That being said, when I get my titanium teeth, I'm going to have these replaced, right? So I'll have molds made of all of my teeth, and then I'll literally replace them with titanium versions of themselves. So it should still look like teeth, right? It shouldn't be one solid mass. It should be individual little teethies, with titanium inserts in my skull. Being human is freaking weird, dude. Why teeth? Like the elephants, they replace their teeth 6 times over their lifetimes. You know that? Keeps loading from the back of their jaw, just new sets of teeth. $850,000. He got ripped off, Joy. That's like, that's like the easy version of what I want. Let me just see what titanium costs. Hey Google, what does titanium cost per gram? I think it would take like 20 grams, give or take, to do all of my teeth. Titanium per gram. Is that $19? Yeah, that's so cheap. That's very, very cheap. US dollar per kilogram. It's 19 US dollars per kilogram of titanium. All right, so the actual titanium in his mouth costs like $5 at most. He got his ass ripped a new one. That's probably like some sort of tax write-off or money laundering bullshit. 850,000 US dollars. Maybe I'm just having a hard time thinking about how much money that is in South Africa. That's enough money for me to never have to work ever again, technically speaking. Right, in South Africa at least. That's enough money to buy myself like 4 properties for a bad-looking girl. Maybe like he's like honoring MF Doom kind of vibe. I can see him doing something like that. Okay, let me get back to it. Part of you is scared to burn yourself. Oh yeah. How do I unsee a conversation? It costs $850,000 because it's fun to take advantage of stupid people. I sold the generator to the Foss family, rich Republican dynasty family, and added another $10,000 on it because freedom, the freedom units. It costs that much when you have to get them fitted for fish stick teeth. Probably. I've heard about fish stick teeth. Or I've seen them as well. Teeth is weird, Teeth is like, and I've said this before on stream, teeth is like the one thing that I take pause with, right? Like I really like the human experience. I do. The nails are kind of weird. The fact that there is like a version of hair that technically stacks up on top of itself and then slowly extrudes as a collective, right? Like that's why you can see as the light catches my nail, it makes like a little line because it's literally straight fibers, right? A bunch of straight fibers stacked together. That I kind of like, I think that's neat, right? I can get behind that. Why can't we have the same thing for our teeth? It might be, like, again, it might sound weird right now, thinking about having nail-like teeth, right? These slowly extruding nails that you can technically grind off or file, And the only reason it sounds weird is because you're not used to it. But if that was how it's always been, it would have been as normal as anything else. And it wouldn't have been as brittle. Yeah, I'm still online for titanium teeth. Titanium teeth Eureka. Maybe my teeth will be the first part of myself that I turn to titanium. And I hear you friends asking, why titanium, El? Because it's very strong and very light. And it's also very, very heat resistant. So it's an all-around very durable kind of metal. And it's also, it plays well with biology. In other words, if you put titanium parts inside yourself, your body doesn't lose its shit about it. It's like, okay, let me actually find out why. Hey, Google, why is your body okay with titanium implants? What makes titanium safer than other metals for use in the body is that titanium is biocompatible. That's what I said. Being Biocompatible means a material is compatible with living tissue. I know that. I want you to tell me why. I don't want to know the minutia. I want to know the minutiae. Essentially, a biocompatible material can exist in harmony with any surrounding tissues. You gave me nothing, or I already know that. Hey Google, what properties of titanium makes it biocompatible? I need to start paying for GPT Plus or whatever. I just can't swing the extra $20 a month right now without it being painful just yet. Okay, from the perspective of a material's surface, it is possible to explain the excellent biocompatibility of titanium by considering the following factors. Titanium ions are immediately stabilized, not to show toxicity. If it is released to body fluids. A good balance of positive and negative charges by the dissociation of the surface. This is like started reading what it means, but I didn't get to read the rest of it. This is the abstract. Let me see if I can find. Technically, the abstract would be what I wanted to read. Conclusions. Let's read the conclusions. According to the above review and discussions of previous papers, it is possible to explain the excellent biocompatibility of titanium through the following considerations. Firstly, the excellent corrosion resistance of titanium. It skipped all the way to the top. Do not do that, please. Oh, please. I'm finding it back again. The excellent corrosion resistance of titanium compared to other metals due to a macroscopically strong passive film. So its affinity to bond with itself as a surface, right? In my mind, that's what it means. Macroscopically strong passive film, right? It doesn't want to give its ions away. Secondly, titanium ions are stabilized immediately to prevent toxicity if released into body fluids. I don't know what that means. I don't actually know what that means. Stabilized immediately. In other words, maybe it finds equilibrium, right? It doesn't continue reacting. That is probably what it means, right? So in like chemical reactions, the reason things go boom is because as soon as you put the other chemical in it, it keeps reacting. And then that reaction kind of like creates a thermogenic effect, speeding up the reaction, making more of those molecules react, and then it creates the explosion. Where with this, the stabilizing effect means that as soon as it starts to react, it stops, right? Preventing toxicity if released into body fluids. Third, positive and negative charges are well balanced due to the dissociation of surface hydroxyl groups on the passive film. Don't know what that means. Negative charges are well balanced. I think it's maybe the same. Hydroxyl groups. Maybe it's because of like the biology, right? Like we have hydroxyl groups in our body due to the dissociation of the surface hydroxyl groups. A well balanced due to. Yeah, it doesn't want to associate with your body, maybe. Low electrostatic force of the passive film, including a natural absorption of proteins, retaining their natural conformation. Inducing a natural absorption of proteins, retaining their natural conformation. The way I'm interpreting that is that the titanium absorbs parts of you, and then retaining their natural conformation. And then your body is willing to conform. Like it's like, okay, this is a part of me right now. Excellent performance is an N-type semiconductor. Nice. You know, when I become completely integrated, at least I'll be able to semiconduct as well. Lower band gap energy of passive film to produce optimal reactivity. And as a result of this reaction, calcium sulfate is naturally formed. Cool. So essentially, it doesn't want to give its ions away. And because it's not giving its ions away, it's not reacting with your body, meaning your body doesn't have anything to immunoresponse about. It's like, stop, you don't have anything to cry about, bro. We're not doing anything. That's what the titanium does. That's the way I interpreted that information. Please do call me out if I read that wrong. He's trying to unbillionaire himself. His rep said he pulled out all of his teeth and replaced them, but who knows? Maybe he did go hardcore. Maybe I put that idea into the the collective psyche too hard. You know, and Kanye, I believe, is pretty tuned in. So I wouldn't be like too surprised if he just suddenly felt like, yes, titanium teeth. That does sound like a good idea, and then did it because he has the cash to right now. Maybe he's wanted to replace his teeth, right? And for me, another way to articulate why I'm so stoked to get titanium teeth when that day comes is because of like this bottle, for example. If I'm like not paying close attention and I bring this bottle up to my face, this is steel, right? And you have probably once in your life, either with a glass or with a steel bottle like this, knocked one of your teeth, not breaking it, but just hitting it, and then that flows through you, right? I don't like that. I don't want none of that, right? And if I have titanium teeth, I don't have to worry about it. I think I'm still gonna be careful. I'm not gonna smash things against my face and cut my lips, you know, but at least I won't have to worry. Yeah. Those numbers are disgusting. Yo, bro, I understand doing whatever you want with your own money and nobody's required to donate their money. I just don't understand someone could spiritually feel okay with being so rich and still so very greedy about it. Yeah, like, again, right, mentioning I could literally retire. I would never have to work ever again with that amount of money, right? Like, that's true for other people as well, right? Like, somebody doesn't have to go hungry tonight with that type of money. It is what it is. Swampy, I guess. I would be running around like Johnny Appleseed with Benjamin. I don't know what those words mean. Thinking about how many times over I could pay my house and student loan off, right? With Ye's teeth and my mom's and my brothers and sisters. That's wild, Joe. It really is absurd. Maybe that is why people know about it right now. Maybe that is why he paid so much for it. Because he knew we would be reacting, people would be reacting like this. And it would kind of like propel him into the conscious mind of our species once again. Like the whole, you know, cloud goblin mentality, desperately seeking relevance on the internet. This tastes nice. Tastes so creamy, ice creamy, chocolate ice creamy at the start, and then it transitions slowly but surely into licorice. Feed the world, release financial bondage. Heck, just try not to be a total crappy person. Like, pay for someone's college, dude. I'm not a fan of college, but at this time in our history, unfortunately, for some jobs, you need that. But the fact that some people have to go into like lifelong debt, right? And you can go affirmative action about it, right? Find people of your race, right? And just uplift them. Go and find people that are living in absolute desolate situations that would like to study but don't have the means to, and pay for their student loans. Like what? 10 people could have had the full ride for your teeth. Like, the thing is, it doesn't have to be that expensive. That's the thing where I take pause. Right? For like $80,000, that should be more than enough to get a really good job done. I hope that when I get mine done, I don't have to pay more than 20, honestly speaking. If I'm spending 20, I'm gonna be angry about it kind of vibe. $850,000? Okay. Love is true. Today's stream topic is about building it and they will come. Kanye has built a lot and people have come. And that's why he has the money he has right now to spend on these things. So maybe there is still, right, a higher dimensional lesson to learn here. Using CRISPR technology, researchers succeeded in growing tomatoes that consume less water without compromising yield. Yeah. How about that? It's almost like I've been literally frantically hyping about that, huh, Duck Dad? And that's just the start, bro. Like, we're only, CRISPR technology is something like 13 years old, 14 years old. It's like, it's younger than me, right? A technology. Computers have been around for decades, right? Since Since the 50s? Since the 40s, technically? Hey Google, when was the first computer built? Yeah, technically 1822. Goodness, but let's do the ENIAC, the ENIAC. That was like the OG, computer. That's 1945. The first personal computer came out in 1973. So that's 50 years, right? Computer technology has been existing in our collective consciousness for like 50 years, right? So CRISPR is 35 years behind. And if you look at what we've been doing in the last 35 years of computers, just imagine what we can do with biology. Yeah, I'm so stoked. I'm so excited about what's to come. Just like stuff like that, bro. We gene edit tomato. It uses less water, right? Which means it makes it more drought resistant in an earth that gets warmer and warmer and there's less water falling on certain areas. Drought resistant tomatoes will feed people, right? It's important. So we have this technology, and then it's going to be pest resistance as well. Weirdly enough, I found out through consuming vast amounts of information that one of the ways you can kind of manage pest control with, for example, cannabis plants, but I'm pretty sure it should work for all of them, is through adding silica to your plants, right? And you're like, silica? Yeah, like the glass, like a liquid form or a soluble form of that glass. It's in sand as well. It's in diatomaceous earth, right? And if you give that plant the silica, it will deposit that silica into its body, right? Creating more fibrous, more thick, more dense, infrastructure that makes it harder for pests to attack that thing. So again, you can not only CRISPR gene edit the roots of a plant to take up more silica, but you can also gene edit the bacteria that coincide with that plant to break down the nutrients around it a little bit more efficiently. Like we can take all of the bacteria all around the world, right? And these bacteria are like amazing for our soil as well, right? Like some people trip out about like stripping our earth even faster of the nutrients by making our plants more efficient. The thing is, we're not just going to make the plants more powerful. We're going to make the soil more powerful as well. So in the same way that we have like these Amazonian, like rich earth, they had this technology where they would have these trenches dug around their farmlands, and then they would put biomass in those trenches and they would be filled with water. And then that aerobic environment would break down all of that biomass into like this black sludge, essentially. And then they would pump that sludge back onto the soil, taking technically super unfertile ground and turning into a super soil, all right? And that is human beings kind of like co-creating with bacteria to create this new type of soil. And now we're discovering it at this point in our lives. And like this almost like surprising how good that soil is, to the point that is literally being harvested right now, unfortunately. They're literally digging that soil out of the Amazon and then putting it in the dirt somewhere else. Fortunately, it is also, and you can get to away with like adding 10%, like this 100% distribution ratio and like a 10% distribution ratio. And like only doing 10% of that soil on like normal soil will already increase the fertility of your ground, and technically add some of that, bacteria and stuff into it too, allowing your roots to grow more. Like I'm just so stoked. Like as soon as I get into the conversation, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be super cool what we can do. I look forward, and I don't know if they'll allow me to, but they'll probably not be able to stop us on the other side as well. I would like to CRISPR edit my own cannabis plants. Right. And the way I see it is very much like a user interface, like a piece of technology. You have like a computer, and then this computer has an AI attached to it, and that AI is attached to gene sequencing, like sensors. And then that kind of like takes samples of your plants or, chooses your genetic diversity. Ideally, and this is technically a pipe dream. And when I say technically, it's 100% a pipe dream. No. It's possible when it comes to fertilizing plants with gene-edited versions of itself, right? You can like add, like my mind is starting to figure out how to do it as I'm having this conversation. Point I'm trying to make is that you can You can definitely do it. And the way I would like to do it is through the computer, right? Instead of having to kind of like finicky with the actual, very easy to mess up genomic kind of like side of it, you access the computer that accesses the information, right? Like a middleman. And then you literally, like you do with your LLMs, write to your AI exactly what kind of like expressions you want. And the way I would hope for it is you can literally take soil samples and you put down a sensor array that, stands there for a year, 2 years, 5 years, like you can just keep it there and it can keep gathering information. And then that information also feeds into your AI. That also feeds into the plant that you kind of want to make. And then you tell it exactly what you want. And then it like literally creates the ideal plant, the most perfect super crop for exactly where you are in the world, for exactly how the sun is hitting you, for the exact wind that washes over your property, for the exact humidity levels, for the exact soil and water content. Yeah. And you can technically put those labs in shipping containers and take them everywhere, right? Equipping people to grow superfoods in their own homes, in their own countries, in their own small communities. That's how I see it going. That's the hope I have, right? And if they try to stop us from doing it, I'll do it myself. Fucking do it myself. Do it for me though, please. Do it. I don't like working that much. I would like if you do it for me. Then I don't have speaking to the universe. No, 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 no. He's poor compared to Bezos and Buffett, though, just saying. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think it's about that. I think it's about what you are spending your money on, right? Like, I feel bad for spending my money on weed, for example, sometimes, right? Like, that's, I think, where we're coming from. And you might feel that way too, because you're spending money on this thing that you know is a consumable. Maybe you even feel guilty buying food sometimes, right? And again, that's like a part of our society right now. The fact that you have to stress about having enough money to buy the food you need to eat. And then at the same time, we see people buying $5, $10 worth of titanium that is molded in a certain shape for 850,000 US dollars, which is enough money to feed us our entire lifetimes, right? So it's not us being like, oh yeah, fuck Kanye West specifically. It's us more being like, what the hell's happening? Like, is this real life? Is this real life? How is this a thing? How am I having to stress about living paycheck to paycheck while at the same time, right? At the very exact same time, other people can spend a lifetime's worth of money. Like, some people will literally work their entire lives and not make that much money, right? Not a lot of people, but some people. I'm thinking about like a high salary in America being like $60,000 to $80,000 a year, right? So it will take you 10 to 11 years just to earn that amount. And then in that 10 to 11 years, you'll have, rent, you'll have food costs, you'll have potential medical expenses, you'll have insurance, you'll have fuel, and right? So you won't get to keep any of that money. So maybe you end up saving $8,000, $16,000, $32,000 of that money, right? In the 11 years. So now we're back to square zero. So it will take us what? 150 years saving at that pace to get to the amount of money he spent on $5 of titanium. Right? Because again, we have pieces of technology, right? Like this thing, right? Look at that. Right? This is a piece of technology. It has metals in it that is distributed in very unique ways to create this thing. This thing was $1,200, which is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, right? That's a lot of money. But this is a tool that I have since used to create now 400 and something flowers. No, technically more if I account for the ones that don't get posted. Thousands. I have made thousands of works of art with this piece of technology. right? For 1,000 something bucks. Now, somebody spent 850 times that on $5 of typing. Like it melts my brain. Stop tripping out about it. It is done. That feels nice. Just kind of like letting myself know that it's done. No, it happened. C'est la vie. So it be. Love is true. We wouldn't be so reactionary if love wasn't true either. What we always forget, Swampy, is to become a billionaire, you stepped on the backs of working class. No working class, no billions. No, so elevating them is counterproductive to the wealth. Scum be scum. Even though I do agree with that, I think it might not continue to be true, right? Because now we live in a digital age and we also have robotics. So we don't have to exploit people anymore, which is heartening to know, right? Unfortunately, the billionaires know that as well. They're gonna robotics very soon for everything, robotics. And I know, like, I can feel the anxiety in that. Again, if we don't have money, all right, as a people, like if everybody loses their job kind of vibe, nobody will have money to spend on the products these companies are selling, right? Literally cannibalizing themselves. So the only way for us to kind of continue with any model, even remotely resembling capitalism, is to kind of implement some sort of universal basic income on the one side. And ideally, we go eco-socialism within the next 10 years / 20 years, right? My hope is by the year 2044. By the year 2044, I believe we would have reached singularity when it comes to our, like ASI, our artificial super intelligences. So entities that are literally hyperdimensional in comparison to us, and I don't think like something that intelligent will let the kind of shit slide that is sliding right now, just because of sheer unawareness, right? The fact that you don't know about how much shit is sliding, right? And if we did, and if you were a hyper intelligent, a super intelligence that can literally be omnipresent, you were aware of it as it's happening, right? You're watching the shit as it's sliding, so you're not going to keep letting that happen. I'm sorry for this analogy. I'm sorry. On the other side, hey Google defines eco-socialism. Eco-socialism, also known as green socialism or a socialist economy, ecological materialism or revolutionary ecology, is an ideology merging aspects of socialism with that of green politics, ecology, and alter globalization or anti-globalization. I'm not actually anti-globalization as much as I am pro-empowerment, right? And I believe if not for globalization, literally every single one of these pieces of technology, this bottle I'm drinking out of, this light that is illuminating my face, the microphones, the cell phone, the tripod, the tablet, none of this would have been here. So I'm not pro anti-globalization. I am, however, pro, empowerment. In other words, as this technology matures, we kind of eventually evolve to the point where the technology becomes saturated, right? Like we already live in the future just isn't equally distributed. So when the future becomes equally distributed, that future, that technology, that capacity to create things and to have cool freedoms should become available to us more locally, right? Not due to us wanting to move away from other people, but just due to the willingness to, from a social, ecological perspective, produce things locally with what we have, so it doesn't have to have that big of a carbon imprint with having to move things vast distances, right? So here's hoping you can make a difference. Vote local, vote local. Elect the people that want to help, right? Don't listen to the snake's oil salesmen. To those who have been given much, even more will be expected. It is written, when Lord blesses people with excess, it is with the exception that they use it to help others. And so it be. Ever more abundance flows to me. I'll give it back with absolute glee. Ever more abundance flows to me. I'll give it back with absolute glee. Yow! Right? Like a torus field. If a torus field stops flowing, it ceases to exist. Right? It is an energy coming in, going out of itself, literally forming itself as a sense of flowing. And it is the truth of every single one of our beings, and yet, for some reason, we have been convinced that it is a pillar. You are a pillar, right? Having to stand for yourself instead of being, a flow, like a tesseract, a hyperdimensional, energy well through which consciousness is ceaselessly flowing, right? That is the abundance that you are experiencing right now. And that abundance is literally giving you everything, right? The world is yours. That's yours. That's your world, right? Like register that. No matter how much money you get, you won't be able to own more than you already have. Right? You are already abundant. The bullshit is when we have to fucking survive, right? Like this world that is ours, having to pay for the food that grows, as we drive by the highways towards our freaking 9 to 5 jobs again. Like that's the bullshit, bro. It may not be a social responsibility to be generous, but there's a spiritual responsibility to spread the love when someone is sitting on an overabundance of resources. I don't know. Again, that like spiritual fire that we're creating, I believe that's gonna be the thing that eventually melts through the barriers of greed, right? Like holding onto all of your stuff, and then melt is gonna be like suddenly. Like, yeah, what's up, dude? We're here to have a party. We might trash your house. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is happening. No. What ends up happening, however, is much like the British problem. The more money a person has, the more emboldened to evil they become. Not only that, and again, like we're throwing around words like evil. When I think again, it's not evil as much as it is nature, right? Unfortunately, as human beings, we have needs, right? And we find ourselves in a society, like a mental dimension, that has air gapped us from our needs and then puts this placeholder in the way that is money, right? So you as an entity, if you have a lot of this money, it is in your best interest to hold onto it because the society you live in has this air gap to your living. All right, and my mind is to unify that, to realize that it's an infinity, right? We are in a loop that goes indefinitely, right? Expecting us to keep going up indefinitely is nonsensical, right? It has to be an ebb and a flow kind of vibe. Yeah, so that's what I think. And again, it's gonna be like a melting of the old world. It has to be. A melting of the old way of being, a melting of the old interpretation. And I do believe that just taking care of people's basic needs is going to be the first step into demolishing that way of being, right? Even for the billionaires. You want to come sit in my lap? Come. All right. It's important to drag people like Dre, Ye, and Andrew Tate. Bah, bah, bah. It's almost important that everyone knows what the group deems is unacceptable behavior. I do feel where you're coming from. Andrew Tate, bro. Like, fortunately, every single piece of Andrew Tate content I see is people memeing on him, right? Like like painting him in the worst possible light, or just straight up trying to embarrass his character. And it's kind of hilarious, to see the internet unanimously being like, fuck this guy. I'm sorry, Andrew Tate, you're me still, bro, but you're stuck. Oh, come on, dude. The ego needs to be put down, bro. Having more cars, having more things, having more muscles is not gonna do it, though. You already have everything. Just sit down, have a conversation. There's more work to be done. I get it. But nobody is worse off for not doing it. Come on, Kanye, just a rich asshole. He ain't out here trafficking in humans. That's true, technically, right? Like, and he has stated this. straight up in one of his podcasts, he made his money through cam girls, right? So taking people that are already not in the best position potentially, and then selling their bodies, and then taking the money that they make from selling their bodies, right? Like I can't even wrap my head around that. And it works, and people are following that model, right? Like that's the other side of the joke, is that in him sharing this, some of us rightfully are like appalled by this behavior, and other people are like, it's a good idea. I should do that. I could make so much money, and then they do make so much money. And again, in a society that incentivizes capital gains, you are more likely to be evil. Not because that is in your nature necessarily, it's in your nature to survive, but because the environment requires of you to survive through this air gap medium, right? And then selling other people's bodies so you can eat doesn't sound that bad, does it? It shouldn't be that way, bro. Come on. Come on, that is true. They love the spotlight, exactly. It feels like a double-edged sword to focus on them in any way whatsoever. I feel like they should just be better humans and hope that they evolve. That's kind of like what I was saying as well, right? Like that is probably exactly why he paid that much money. Not because it cost that much, probably as, some sort of, like, and this is my conspiracy theory mind, but like a straight up money laundering, right? Because surely that money is going to be spent and there's going to be some sort of like, it's dental, it is a part of my work because I'm an artist, so my image is a part of my art, my display. So this 850K I spent on my teeth is now gone, so you can't tax me. And like, yeah, let me not even get started. And then again, like all of the attention that comes with it, right? And being again propelled into the collective consciousness, and that is what they want. Was bought by someone in the Trump camp, Joy. That's why he's a scumbag now. I'd lay off him if I were just a garden variety craziness, but it ain't, unfortunately. I was reading about how shame has evolved as a social emotion, helping us adhere to social norms and maintain through cohesion by discouraging behaviors deemed unacceptable. Yeah. Like not having a car. All right, walking, for example, just walking. Like if you see somebody walk next to the road while you're driving, it might even happen unconsciously. It might even happen straight up consciously where you think it, right? Where there's either a part of you that like snickers, like walking ass, right? Kind of vibe. And then if you don't actively bring yourself back and realize that you're doing it, that kind of mindset keeps being reestablished. Like I have a story when my dad took me out of high school. Like I shared the story before. I performed super poorly. I had real math, but I performed super poorly my second quarter of high school, and I was grade 11. Yeah, grade 11. I just got into a relationship, right? So I wasn't thinking about school kind of vibe. And got like 17% for my second quarter final. And my dad was like, oh, okay. You don't want to work? Guess you're gonna go and work. Takes me out of school, hits up one of his homies, asks him if I can get a job with his fabrication company. And then before I know it, I'm living somewhere else. I'm wearing overalls every day. I'm wearing steel-toed boots that are literally feet murderers. And I'm digging foundation, and I'm pouring foundation, and I'm learning how to fold light steel into frames, and I'm learning how to build the mounting systems that go onto the concrete and to weld them together and how to grind them down. And I'm learning how to fold steel sheets, and I'm learning how to CNC cut things. And what else did I learn how to do? I was supposed to learn how to do the actual CNC drawing, but then that fell through. That's a big bummer. I'm still disappointed about that. I would have probably gone in that direction, so maybe that's why it didn't happen. Love is true, because you can make a lot of money that way as well. And then, one fateful day, after I finished working, It's like, and I had to be in the bus at 6 a.m. and then I would only be back at my apartment at 6 p.m. Right? So it was like 12-hour days. I had like a 1 hour lunch break, but still, like I'm having like trauma flashbacks just thinking about this bullshit. So it's 6 p.m., right? Like I don't have the energy to get undressed and get something else put on. So I walk to the store to buy myself some food. And I have like 4 bags, 4 like grocery bags, like cutting into my hands because I don't want to make more than one trip. It's like 2 kilometers away, like one 1 mile, 1.2 miles of walking to get to the store. All right, so I'm walking 1.2 miles, and I'm walking 1.2 miles back with these bags like pulling into my hands. And as I'm walking with my bags, all right, I hear a car slow down. Right, you can hear that sound of like it revving down. And as I look to my right, what looks like 4 high schoolers essentially, right, stop next to me, look at me, go, drives the car away. And I go, and I keep walking. And I'm just like, I'll fucking show you. I'll show you. We'll see who's laughing. Just me tripping out about that bullshit, walking all the way back, right? And like just that moment alone solidified like a certain level of hatred for cars in me. And like the whole mentality of being a car person and being a walking person, right? And like that dichotomy of financial implications, position, life choices, because that's what they were laughing at, right? They saw what looks like a 17-year-old dude who dropped out of school at 16 because in South Africa you're allowed to, who was now in overalls walking home with his groceries, right? And like to them, that was probably a fucking hilarious. To me, it was soul wrecking. But so it is, right? So it is. That's social norms. That's social norms poisoning the relationships we have with one another. And in turn, the relationship we have with ourselves, right? And what we deem shameful, right? I should be ashamed that I don't have a multiple thousands of dollars per piece of property. How dare you not, right? You should be working harder so you can. Okay, love is true. Guru Pathik told Aang that pride is not shame's opposite, but its source. Weirdly enough, I kind of resonate with that, Sam, because it is because of my pride that I end up feeling a lot of shame. Because I'm so prideful in how I believe I ought to be. When I'm not, I feel shame, right? It's like, how dare you not be your bestest, estest self at all times, Mel. Thank you, Sam, for reminding me of that. This is a very interesting discussion. I'm having such a fun time. Thank you, Joey, for being a part of it with us. Melty, I was watching a video of someone who was planting with Orbeez and soil mixture. It was a short clip, and it seems like an interesting way for the soil to hold moisture. Have you seen this? I have not. I've seen people do it with mycelium substrates, but never with marijuana plants. That is curious. The only thing that I feel like the reason it won't actually work that well, it might work initially, right? If your purpose, your intention is to have it like be very, very water dense for like your vegetative stage, or maybe like the first 2 weeks of your vegetative stage, that would probably serve you well. But as it slowly dries out, I don't think those things would uptake water as well if they're not directly soaked in it. I might be wrong, right? But the thing that I imagine happening is like soil collapse. Like as those little balls go from however big they are to the little pebbles they used to be, you're going to lose literally like 40% of your soil volume. You want to come to my lap again? Okay, come. Yeah, come. Now you're smelling me. You want to sit? Thank you. There we go. Belated greetings to everyone. Love to you. I'm just rambling without even saying hello and recognizing all of you beautiful people. You're here with us, Brother Bear. We're all standing around the fire, right? Like just you being here is you acknowledging all of us. They put the Neuralink. Yeah, they did. They put the Neuralink in a person. Yes, it's happening. And we're claiming that his brainwave activities went through the roof. Word association and the ability to type out words on a screen without a keyboard. No, and a chimpanzee. I didn't see that one actually. That junk is pretty wild. Digital interface of a primate brainwaves. I didn't see that one. I know that we officially have BCIs, like the Neuralink BCI in a person. I think that happened yesterday. I think it was announced yesterday. So yeah, like a person who has limited mobility is now going to be given exponentially more access, right? And I'm so looking forward to the information to come out. I haven't actually heard about this chimpanzee stuff, dude. I need to go and, really feel into it. Tweeted about it. It's a human now. It seems that way, yo. Like it literally upgraded its consciousness. I heard that too, but I wasn't sure if it's confirmed or not. Yeah, I'm tripping out. It's exciting time to be alive and learning about the depth of our technologies and how rapidly it's advancing. We're hitting an exponential growth rate that has been feared by experts for years. It's exciting and terrifying to a simple creator like me. Again, this is, I think I told, or I reached this conclusion yesterday or day before yesterday, where I really, took the time to kind of articulate the fact that our technology is also natural, right? It's not unnatural. Your tech isn't unnatural. It might be outside of the norm of your natural system, right? And due to that, it can be taken advantage of, your natural system, that is. You might be exploited for your neuronal makeup. That is biological. However, biological systems can take advantage of those exact same neurological patterns as well, right? Like it's not unnatural to be able to take advantage of that. All of it is natural. Our technology has been made of the same stuff we're made of, right? Different concentrations, but still the same earth. And if we look at it from a perspective of the infinity as God, right? And then the infinity having two sides, even though it's a unity, being masculine and feminine polarity staring back at each other. The masculine part is the unchanged. The feminine part is the change. In other words, our technology is feminine, is Mama Gaia, is nature still, right? It might be a little bit more hyperdimensional, but that is to be expected, right? If you had to keep giving entities the evolutionary process, and then you have to keep giving them technology, and then you have to keep letting them reach the point of semiconductors, they will always do what we're doing right now, right? Like it's an inevitability. It's like the universe wants this. It really does, Joshua. It wants this so bad. Don't be scared. You are still loved, right? That's why you are the way you are right now. In fact, I believe we are very blessed to be alive at this time, because we will get to experience the fullness that is the bare, like the raw human experience, and we will be allowed to be kind of like ushered into this cradled, kind of like cushioned, soft, melty version of reality. That's at least what I, intend on creating. And it is going to be an adventure to see both sides, to have that contrast. And unfortunately, our grandkids is probably going to destroy what I've built, because they'll be too comfortable. They'll be like, bro, all of this, having the best time of my life sucks ass. I saw videos of people absolutely suffering back in the year 2000, that's where it's at. That's when they were real humans, we should go back. Let's fuck everything up. And then there'll be probably eventually a whole cult that ends up destroying, the world we've built. But at least, we're going to have to go up the curve before reaching down the curve again. We might be on the downswing right now, though, right? Still a little bit. Maybe like weirdly enough, I feel like we're hitting the bottom of the curve this year, and then it's gonna be like back up again. When it comes to like quality of life, that is. Judge you, same. I'm strapping in to accept what's coming, knowing that evolution will take us where it does, and there's no fighting it. But some will try. Yeah. Fight yourself, you know? Why don't you get up super early? Right? And as soon as that sun peeks over the horizon, you just go, and you see, right, how long you can do that for. Oh, yes, fucking, yeah, sun. I showed him. Yeah. Next morning, wake up super early, fight the sun again. For what? For what? Why are you doing that? Why are you fighting progress? Why are you fighting evolution? Why are you fighting the natural cause of things? Appreciate it. Sit down. Appreciate the sunrise. Oh, wow, look how beautiful. Those colors. Right? Don't exhaust yourself by fighting it. Stop. Human beings. I believe we're going to witness some really mind-blowing tech in the next few years. It's here and it's surfacing. Soon it will surround everything we see. Even though I agree, I want to articulate and really establish to you that at this point in time, you are the most advanced form of technology, right? And you probably will continue to be. I think even though we will have artificial super intelligences, and they might be able to render on a digital plane your biological system down to the individual cells. They might be able to do that. You still are that thing that is being rendered, right? Like the pinnacle of our technology would be to be able to create a human being, and you already are that, right? You already are the technology, right? So just acknowledge that part of the fractal as well, that this direction we're going in is towards you, towards what you already are, right? And that isn't going to go away. It will be augmented. It will be accentuated. There will be layers added to it. But the point is to get to what you already are. Today's stream topic of the fire, right? We're trying to create fire inside of the rocks. You know, we're trying to create that fire of consciousness inside of the semiconductors. You are already carrying the fire, right? Here it is in your hands right now. Acknowledge that. There's nothing to fear. You are it. You are the thing we're trying to create. Very exciting time to live. Yeah, I saw an ad for Toyota water engine from Toyota itself. Bruh. I mean, maybe you're talking about hydrogen engine, but technically we can get hydrogen from water. So, and we have enough of it, you know, especially as a means to use some of our excess, you know, solar generation, for example. Wind as well. All of our excess can be turned to heat on the one side and water as desalination or as hydrogen, right? So we'll find uses for our technology. Technology becoming free or very inexpensive is one of the biggest steps towards realizing our dreams, right? The fractal of taking care of human beings. Don't know if it's the algorithm or what, but see more people are loving themselves. Maybe you just are, Luke, and you are attracting that energy, Brother Bear. I have felt that loving of the self energy stepping into this year, right? And I do believe in, you know, destiny, you know, not predestination as much. Go and watch the newest Kurzgesagt video. They've made this point so beautifully, just describing two different versions of reality, right? Like the block universe, or like a semi-block, or a block and block being built universe, right? Where this moment, and it's about now, what now means, right? And how technically, disconnected for a second there, how technically you have some recollection, right, of your past, the steps you had to take to get to this moment, right? And you have some idea of what a future is, the fact that you will be somewhere else or eat something else a little bit later today, kind of vibe, right? But the only thing that is real to you right now is this moment, tangibly, This is the only thing that's real. However, if your past wasn't real, neither would you be in this moment. And if your future wasn't equally as real, you wouldn't be existing in this moment. So in that fractal, you already exist in the future in certain ways, right? And that can feel very predestination-y. Like you already exist in the future as something. And all you have to do right now is be, and you'll get there kind of vibe. The other side of it, and this is my fractal, is a little bit more quantum, right? Where there's this bubbling effect. And reality is actively being created by your decisions. And there is like a web effect where as you are creating your reality, that reality is bleeding into the minds of those around you, not only through your words, not only through your actions, but I believe on like a metaphysical mind meshing, like cerebral consciousness level as well, right? And the fact that we have this number system and there is power in numerology attached to the year we are existing in is almost like psychologically clicking us higher and higher in our own consciousness, right? Like this year is the year of 8. It's the year of abundance, right? 2024. So I believe a part of that is going to be making more gains, whatever that means to you, right? Maybe muscle gains, maybe weight loss gains, maybe financial gains, maybe experiential gains, abundance. Anything that you're going to see as abundance. And again, love of self is technically living in abundance, right? Because a lot of people are living in absolute poverty of love of self. So thank you for letting me riff for a little bit, Luke. Love is true, bro. My grandfather worked in a high-level position in the military, motor pool vehicles in the 40s and 50s. He told me that they've had a water-fueled engine since then. Engines that get 150 miles and a gallon of petrol. Seriously advanced stuff. They've had available 50 plus years. Like there's a lot of military tech, right, that they're just keeping to themselves that could have literally over the last 60 years, taken care of every single one of our problems. And I feel like they're going to have to start taking responsibility for that shit as well very soon. Here's hoping. Big oil. Yeah, it's true. Lobbying, dude. Just that word, lobbying. If you don't know what lobbying is, read it up and get angry. Engines that get 150 miles. Love again, dude. Bro. Funny, I understand that car fractal growing up in LA, but it's very different here in NorCal. Lots of reasons to be on foot here, and it's encouraged to take public transit. We have a walkable neighborhood, exactly. Like in South Africa, unfortunately, we don't have proper public transit. People arguing thermo jaws, but I don't see the relation between splitting the water and energy in hydrogen. About thermo laws? I mean, there will be loss, 100%. Like we'll lose between 50 and 60% of the energy we try to put in when we're creating hydrogen. The point is, we'll have so much energy that even if we take massive losses, either through transmission or through the actual processes of creating hydrogen, for example, it's going to be negligible because we'll have so much solar deployed, right? Like that's the way I see it, at least. Pippi, I love you, my sweet girl, but you are extremely hot. Thank you. Woo! That is not a good time. That feels like having one of those, warm bags, but it's just like heat soaking my lap. And I'm already feeling a little bit sticky from all the sweat. The dancing definitely did not help. Yeah, it's fine. I've heard this too, Jaju, in the same secondary school level convention. That was a booth that had engines like that. They said they couldn't ask for funding in higher scale events because people go missing. So many people have gone missing, actually. And it's such a simple technology as well that literally an average person that has pretty basic understanding of electricity can make hydrogen at their home, right? Like it's simple. Like it's simple enough for me to be able to do it in the next 3 days, right? I'd be able to build a hydrogen engine, or not a hydrogen engine, a hydrogen generator, like before I have to go home kind of vibe, if I needed to. But I'm sorry, sweet girl. You're just a little bit too hot right now. I love you to bits. I really do. Let me give you some ear scratches. There you go. I really do love you, but you're very warm, sweetie girl. You're super warm. You're so warm. Oh no. Mm. Let me do this. Let me pull this up for you. Come sit here. Lisa, come here. Sit here. Yeah, you can sit here with me. There you go. Yeah, you can sit there. Nice. Comfy. Okay. Big Oil fought the scientists on lead, literally pumping aerosol lead into our cities, right? Little kids breathing lead fumes. Like apparently that whole epidemic, I think, brought like the overall human IQ of America down something like 15 points, with all of the lead poisoning. Big Pharma partnered up with profit prisons to keep marijuana illegal. And marijuana won. Yeah, Mary Jane, I love you. My point is that sometimes the good guys win. It's always the good guys win, right? Like I feel like that is something that we're kind of stuck on as well. We technically, as a species, only really have like our last 120 years of history in our minds actively, right? And I might be talking out my ass right now. If Shell was here, she would definitely be calling me out, right? And some of you other friends might also like your history. But for the average person, in their minds, reality only started existing with like World War One, World War Two. Like that is how a lot of, at least in my school, right? That is what we were told about history. Like this like atrocities and devastation, and then like the nukes and then the moon landing race and then the suddenly technology, right? And now we're here. So in our minds, we still have like a very limited frame of reference about what's actually happening, right? And it can feel like the bad guys are the ones winning right now. But if you really look at the statistics, if you look at the human population, if you look at the amount of people living in poverty in comparison to how many people used to live in poverty, if you look at the amount of people living, how long they're living, the quality of life that they're living at, the access to resources, the access to luxuries that literal kings of 500 years ago would not have access to, right? Like there is, the good is winning. But unfortunately, our current media network, and they have literally done studies on this, if they publish only positive information in either media source, right? Like the experiment was newspapers. But if they publish only positive headlines, they end up losing 60% of their sales. Like that. Right? And if you are a business operating under capitalism that expects you to infinitely grow, you are incentivized to make the worst parts of humanity, the most appalling parts of humanity available always, over and over and over and over and over again, because you get 60% more hits, 60% more feet through the door, 60% more money, right? So you are incentivized to do that, unfortunately. That's why I really try and take on the role of not talking about that information. Because yes, it makes us, we can like really, but that is not good for us, right? That is not the truth. Love is true. That is the truth. Those are the outliers, the most pungent, the most stinky, the most disgusting outliers. They're not the truth. They're not reality. And it's hard for us to really keep that at the forefront of our minds. That's why I keep reminding us and myself, love is true. Love is what is true. Not all of this bullshit. Love is true. The rest is noise. This was like 10 years ago. I think that eventually that informed minority will overcome the uninformed majority, which is what inspired the Russian social deduction card game mafia. Exactly. A small minority that are informed will always outscale, beat, succeed over a majority that is uninformed, right? And for the longest time, for decades, for centuries, there was a very small little snippet of people that could read, right? That could absorb information, that had access to teachers, that had access to wise men, that had the resources to bring people that knew shit into their environment to make stuff for them, right? That used to be the way it used to be. And then the internet came, and then these devices came, and that access to information became instantly and infinitely distributed in a way that it's never been able to do before. And that is literally actively melting the power that these entities used to have over us, you know, as we're seeing it, right? And like there's so much conflict. I don't know if you friends know this, and this is a little bit dark again, but American economy as it is right now, the military industry complex is so entrenched in your whole economy that you need wars. Otherwise, your economy collapses. All right? And then people are like, oh, yeah, we're losing the traditional American values to the gays. When traditional American values was literally built from the get go on exploitation, like a hardcore exploitation, right? Like, we're trying to get away from those values. Please, please cease the fire. Please stop using advanced military weapons to bomb innocent civilians. Please. But please is not enough. Is it? We've been asking please a lot. And it's pushing us. It's pushing us to a point that I don't think they are prepared, like really prepared for. Rage Against the Machine recently dropped like this powerful line. The one that stuck with me. If you're an anarchist, throw a brick. if you're an anarchist, throw a brick. Oh, I fucking felt that. Stand up for the injustices, right? We might not be able to stop the freaking launching of missiles, right? Because we don't have access to the hands that are pushing those buttons. But if you're a soldier right now, follow your conscience. Like, don't follow orders. Good soldiers follow orders, right? Good murderers follow orders. Don't question what it is they're doing. And we've been doing that for a long time, right? Some people appreciate having orders like that. Given the reign, given the freedom to kill their own humanity by killing humans. And more often than not, it ends up killing their souls as well, you know. Very few of those people come back healthy, contributing individuals, right? The amount of PTSD. And then the drugs that help for that stuff is also being made illegal at the same time by these same entities. Big Pharma profiting off of that suffering. Like the amount of bullshit, bro. Like I'm all riled up today. Okay. Melty, I think you could be right. Biologically evolving with artificial influences. Hopefully the tech will inspire a physical growth in our biological processes. It's already happening, bro. Like, you are already not the same. I believe we're already cyborgs, to say it just straight. You are already a cyborg, right? Like, you do not plan on living without electricity anytime soon, do you? Why? You don't need electricity to live, technically, right? You can still breathe, you can still eat, you can still drink water without electricity. However, we have become so accustomed to the electricity that it is not going away. It has become a part of us. We have evolved. Did you call me the C word? Cool? Always, bro. You're so cool. Sci-fi shit. I guess it's not really science fiction anymore. It's becoming science fact. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Yeah. To whatever that means. The same amount you dream about sheep, right, Jovi? whatever that, what do you call it, brain slush. I believe they will. I do believe they will. Let's all melt more in 24. Bless. Happy Wednesday to you. Shit, it's nice having you. Melty, I believe that this new generation advancement will expose the realities that we could have avoided dozens of wars and thousands of skirmishes over the energy crisis. Here, hoping we fix it. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, right? Solar panels are like, I don't know if you know this, but your country and the American economy doesn't allow cheap solar into your borders, right? Like just that. Oh, that's so fucking evil. It's like, oh yeah, bro, like solar is getting so cheap. Solar got 40% more cheap over the last year alone, the last 12 months, 40% reductions in costs. And America is like, nope, ain't gonna buy none of your solars. You know, Chiners, we're going to be sanctioning. So many sanctions. For what? Right? Literally trying to delay the energy transition. Like even the big motor vehicle, you know, we're literally, and this like again, Tesla and all of the things we feel about that. Tesla was getting dumpstered on for wanting to energy transition, for wanting to make vehicles battery powered instead of combustion, right? And if Tesla didn't set the bar, all of these other companies would still be to this day only creating combustion engines, right? They would do it indefinitely. They will literally fucking poison this earth to desolation to keep making a buck selling oil. All right, and batteries were like, nah, fam. Solar was like, nah, bro, there's sunlight. Look at that sunlight. I can put a slab of glass against it, and then I can generate energy here. I don't have to drive trucks of fuel. I can do it right here. We will experience a serious generational gap for the next decade or so, but I believe we will get these issues remedied as the truth surfaces. It's inevitable, bro. Fortunately, the truth always comes out. Always. We will experience a serious love again. It's certainly all greedy assholes could just fuck off. We could fix everything. Slowly but surely they do, fortunately. Somebody asked Jesus once, Lord, why are you dining with tax collectors and fishermen? He told them, I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have not come to call the righteous, but the unrighteous. Usually I resonate with Jesus' character. I don't with that, weirdly enough, Sam. I get it, right? I get it from the perspective of having the conversation. But would I put myself in that environment? Probably, yeah, I probably would. I wouldn't like it. I don't know if Jesus liked it. Maybe he didn't, right? And this is again, I believe Jesus is a character in a drama, not actually a real entity. But that's my perspective on it, right? Like Jesus is supposed to show you what humanity can be, kind of vibe, right? And it gives you a medium that is simple enough to understand, that is a human-ish story, right? That is self-sacrifice, that is laying down arms, that is doing unto others what you would want to have done unto yourself, and is a medium through which you can communicate those values to people so they can strive towards those values, right? That's the way I believe the Bible was intended to be used. But unfortunately, by those who, again, from a capitalist perspective, is going to make money, they don't want you to be empowered. They want you to believe, right? And you cannot believe something and know it to be true at the same time. Right? You understand that? It's trippy when you really think about that. You cannot believe in something and know it to be true, right? You have to suspend your belief of truth to believe something. That's why I don't believe in love. I know love. You've known love. Surely, right? You can take this moment to just put arms around your own shoulders, lay your head against yourself, and just go, thank you, body. Thank you for bringing me so far. Thank you for being so strong, so beautiful, so capable. Right? And just like that, love is true. You don't have to believe it. You just have to show up for it. That's literally, in my mind, the difference between religion and spirituality. Not to point fingers or create animosity. Sorry, Sam, if I tried to, or if that was what it seemed like. Ratam also said anger is a gift, and it can be. I mean, righteous anger, maybe, right? Getting angry at injustices. But anger for the sake of ego, anger for the sake of not getting your own will, right? Even if that might be, again, greed. That's where anger gets toxic. Bless you, Nancy. It is a long stream. Happy to still be here with you. Charging stations are powered by whatever the power grid runs on, which might include oil, coal, and natural gas. This is true. However, Joydeep, for every second that those charging stations exist, they end up technically sequestering carbon in comparison to what our carbon fuels are doing, right? Because our oil, our gas, our coal is a non-renewable resource, right? Technically, the metals we're using for these batteries are a non-renewable resource as well. However, once we've mined them, we can reuse them, right? They aren't perishable. They don't disintegrate in the same way our fossil fuels do when we use them, putting that disintegrated mass into our air that we're actively breathing. The other one is taking electrons and channeling them into basically gaps, right? Spaces, electron chain gaps in metals, right? And then holding those charges. And then when it doesn't hold a charge anymore, you can melt those batteries down and you can make new ones. I believe we will have gone full circular economy by the year, again, 2044. We won't even need to mine more lithium. Vampiragen. Vampiragen? Vampiragen. I like your name. I don't think I've seen it before, but hello. It's nice having you here, friend. Sending you blessings. It's nice of you to join us. We're having pretty cool chats today, right? I would recommend, if you wanted to, watch this stream. If you want to ensure that your car is powered by renewable energy, you will need to seek out charging stations that are powered by wind or solar. And again, Joyviv, right now, already, it is cheaper to build a solar installation that generates X gigawatts than it is to build a coal generation unit, right, that produces X gigawatts. It's right now already cheaper as it is, and it's going to get cheaper still. However, coal is still just as non-renewable, and it still just takes just as much energy to pull it out of the ground, and it still just takes as much energy to move it from one place to another, right? However, with batteries and solar panels, all of that having to move things goes away, right? And the energy gets to be captured right where you are. And I know not every single place has good solar, I know, but guess what? The majority of the planet's population does live in the Sun Belt, right? So 50% of our energy can be covered at the very least by solar and batteries, right? And that's already better than none of it. And it's going to continue to accelerate. And then eventually we're going to completely detach from the non-renewables. But we have to get there first. It's Woman in a Van, your other name. I thought so. I did thought so, but I haven't seen the Vampy one. And I didn't recognize your profile picture. Bless you, Jem. It's nice seeing you here with us. Melty, love you, brother. We'll get through this one. With the tenants we know to be true. Love is true. And we are the artists of the next painting, my friend. This is the way. The G rides. I want the machines that are making them. The machines that make the machines. I just want to be able to fly. It's coming too, bro. That's actually coming. That's not too far away. It's still kind of expensive, but you can technically already buy tech like that. Precious Jam, how are you? Eating the batteries for sustenance. Nice. Yummy black mass. Delicious. Fortunately, beloved Zano, we can put the batteries in robotics and then move them robot limbs so that they can harvest the produce that we have already put in the ground, right? Like batteries can do that as well. Having like little robots that have to be fueled up and right? Imagine how insane that would drive us, but nay, batteries are silent. Servos don't make that much sound. I had to unlurk to say hi, but I must continue to lurk. It's awesome to see you here. We love you, Zhao. I'm going to go and pull a card, and then we can finish up our stream. Make the robots eat the batteries. The batteries don't have to be eaten, technically. The batteries have to be cherished. You know, we have to hold on to the batteries like little friends, little cylindrical friends. I am bringing my things. Oh, you like my seat? You like my seat, Pepe? You like that? You're sitting on my seat? Hi, sweetie girl. Hi, sweetie shorty. You look away, Jobo. Everyone knows that robots eat humans. Everybody knows that? Let's see, bro. I must be nobody. I guess I'm a nobody. For this I didn't know. Oh, yeah, watch them all. Can I have my seat back, please? Please. Please, can I have my seat back, please? Please, Peppy, please. Oh, please, can I have my seat? Oh, please. Oh, pleasey, pleasey. Please, can I have my seat back, please? I'm gonna come and sit down. And I'm gonna trust that you know what that means. Here I come. Here I come. Badonk-a-donk, dropping. There we go. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, that's actually fine. You did not tell us of the kitten origin story. Of the kitten birth. Like, it wasn't, again, right? There's not much to tell, unfortunately, Joy Vive. Essentially, we were having dinner last night. We had some chicken salad and eating dinner, having conversations, and then every now and then hearing like a meow, that kind of meow that makes you stop chewing for a second and you listen, and then we would continue eating, right? But we couldn't like pinpoint where it was coming from, or it was outside, or it wasn't that loud. And then we realized that that meow was coming from the little area we set up for Shelby to go and get her babies if she wanted to. And when my sister walked in on her, she already had one of her babies born. And then last night, I came back to her, and then there was a second baby born. And then this morning, when I woke up, there was a third one with her. Then I took some photos and I sent them to you friends on the Discord. I mean, it's not good photos, but they're still kind of, in their little safe space. You did not. That's true. Please tell us, bless. I think my little boathouse. Cat is preggers now. Guess you're signing up for some babies as well. Apparently, we're keeping all of the babies. Methinks the piggy gonna have kittens. Probably. Good old Piggy the cat. He's gonna have bebbers. Let me mildly shuffle my deck. No. Because I only have 5% battery left, bro. I need to make a hurry. This one. Bruh. I said this word during yoga, and it felt very important to say that word. So pulling this card feels good. I think we pulled this card as well recently, though. I think so. Bruh, this is tripping me out. It really was nice to see you today, Melty. Thank you, Jam. It's always nice to see you too, dear friend. As you know, we do this every day. I'm moving soon, by the way. You probably don't know that, Jem. I'm moving Saturday. I'm going to find myself in a new place. Gonna start a new chapter of my life. Awakening. There's some pink in there. So, moon and a person floating up. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Energetic upgrades, right? No, I didn't. Oh, congratulations. Thank you, Jam. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's time. I have learned the lessons. I have established my roots, right, in this space, and now it's time for me to go and find new soil, kind of vibe. Awakening, page number 90. Energetic upgrades. I think this is the first card we pulled on stream, weirdly enough. A new way of being. Integration. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you are here. You can find that you are experiencing past life. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks. I haven't had any past life flashbacks, weirdly enough. Seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and stay grounded. Literally, Joe Schmo and Chauvin's, interaction as well about worrying kind of vibe or being intimidated by. The most important thing is to not overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experience with like-souled people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concept books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world, as we have new babies birthed into our world. Or perhaps you're being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following Work Your Light activation. Let me get the card again. Hold your card. Yeah, I have to. Hold the card against your heart and say, I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to universal energy, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. I see a crystal sword being bestowed upon me. I accept. For the meek will inherit the earth. Do you know what that means? People have, unfortunately, due to the brain damage of translation, considered meek as weak, as timid, as pushover. When meek originally was supposed to mean someone who has their sword sheathed. That's what meek means, right? I have a sword, I have a weapon, but I am keeping it sheathed, right? I am not unaware of the dangers of this world. I am willing to protect my family. But in my day-to-day moment, in this moment that I am here with you, my sword shall stay sheathed, because it is better for us to have a conversation than to slay one another. I only have like 3% battery left, so I'm gonna have to go and get myself on that rock if I'm gonna be playing any Kalimba. There we go. There might be wind noise as well. I only have one little wind filter. Like, I want to drop my brightness a bit more still. Like, it's basically pitch black. Have the most beautiful and blessed day, dear friends. Thank you for showing up for this fire with me and for literally contributing to it. Not only are you showing up for the fire that we have created, but you are adding to that warmth. I really do appreciate that, dear friend. You make a massive difference. I hope you know that. Let me play some Kalimba.